Hi everybody, so I'm here to do Landon's story. I am so behind. I can't believe it's taken me this long to do his story video. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I have previously done videos going through every single doll in my collection and their stories on how I got them, where I got them, giving their details, and things like that. And so the last one that I did was Haley, and I haven't kept up with it for any new dolls that I have added to my collection. So it's about time that I do that. If you haven't seen any of those previous videos, I will link to that playlist. I made it into a playlist called Meet the Babies. And so it goes through all of my reborns one by one. I also take you through my childhood dolls, how I got into dolls and started collecting dolls. I go through my electronic neonate and Real Care 2 and all that stuff. I show you my Build-A-Bear doll collection, my American Girl doll collection, which I also am going to be doing another video updating my American Girl doll collection, since the last video I did I only had 3 American Girl dolls and I've added more since then. But anyways, if you want to watch those, I will have it linked in an iCard or in the description below, and you can catch up on all the previous videos I've done in this series. So let's move on with Landon, and I apologize. I'm seeing right now that the lighting is not showing his true colors right now. Hopefully when I get to showing you his details up close, I can figure out a way for that to be better. But today Landon is wearing this Children's Place outfit. It's like a beigey color and it has all these cute little brown monkeys all over it. And some of them have, they all have their swimming trunks on. And some of them are wearing sunglasses. Some of them have their floaties and their flippers for diving, and some of them have floaties on their arms. And there's beach balls and surfboards and stars. Really cute. And then the collar and the sleeves and the zipper are a bright blue. So it's a very summery look. So anyways, guys, let's start with Landon. So basically how I came to get Landon in my collection is I saw on Facebook Laura Tuzio Ross announced that she was going to be releasing the Harlow kit, and the very first photo that I saw, I believe, was the clay sculpt of the Harlow kit before she had it poured as a vinyl kit. And I was surprised that this baby was supposed to be a girl kit, because from the sculpt that she posted, it was the baby just wearing a diaper, and I was like, wow, that looks like a boy. From the get-go, I thought the Harlow kit looked like a boy all the way, and I had been wanting to add an open-eyed boy to my collection, and I was like, this is the one. This is the one. So I placed a pre-order on the kit with Laura Tuzio Ross, and I knew that I was going to be going to the Rose doll show that summer, so I arranged it that I could pick it up at the show and save on shipping. So that's what I did. I went to the doll show, went to her booth, got my kit, and then I took that kit over to Susan Gibbs' booth. And Susan is a reborn artist in Vancouver, Canada. And again, to save on shipping, I went to give her the kit in person because I'd already talked to her beforehand that I wanted her to reborn him for me. So I gave her the kit at the show. I also purchased his eyes at the show from McPherson's booth, and I gave her the eyes as well, and the body and all of that stuff. So gave everything to Susan. She told me she wouldn't be able to start on him until the fall, which was totally fine with me. So we made the plans for that. Everything was good. I sent her my deposit, and that was that. So she started him in October that year. That would have been in 2015, which was the last doll show I went to, I believe. That was the one that I went with Yvonne and hung out with Herlonda and stuff like that. So she started him in October and told me she would most likely be able to have him to me by Christmas. So I was really excited. I was going to be getting a Christmas baby. And then there was delay after delay after delay, and I did a video going through the full details of that. If you want to watch it, I'll link it for you guys in the description. But basically, I didn't get him for Christmas. I think originally we were going to say my birthday, because my birthday is December 10th. Then that was delayed to Christmas. Then it was delayed to January. Then she finally started rooting him in January, and I was hopeful that, you know, by the end of January he'd be ready to come home, but that wasn't the case. The delays just kept coming, so I waited and waited, and it was very, it was so frustrating, because I saw work in progress photos and I knew how gorgeous he was like gonna be, and I just wanted him home, and it was just brutal having to wait month after month. So anyways, finally he was ready in April. So he arrived here April 7th of 2016, and I will say I was a little bit nervous because I was worried that the dampened experience of being pushed back, and having so many delays was going to affect the way I felt about him. But when I opened his box and when I unwrapped him, I instantly fell in love. He is just the most gorgeous reborn. His skin tones are incredible. His hair is beautiful. It doesn't get messed up easily. I mean, he is just absolutely perfect, and he is one of my absolute favorites in my collection. He is like one of my go-to babies. I love him to bits. And you guys know, like, if you saw that box opening, which I'll link that if you haven't seen it, I did a whole big thing on that. You'll see like my reaction. I absolutely loved him. And from that moment on, you guys know that most of my videos for almost a full year contained Landon. I rarely ever made videos with any other babies because I was just so smitten with him. Like I said, he is the Harlow kit by Laura Tuzio Ross, and his reborn artist is Susan Gibbs. She no longer does custom orders. I was her very last custom order. She now is focused on sculpting. She also is painting prototypes of silicones and things like that. So that's where she is focused on now. Also, he is painted with air dry paints. Susan Gibbs only uses air dry paints, and he's gorgeous. And she sealed him with Genesis varnish so that it was baked on, and I feel like that really sealed in his paints really well. He is 7 pounds and he is 21 inches long. So he wears 0 to 3 months or 3 months. Usually those sizes fit him to perfection. He is like the easiest doll in my collection to shop for. which I think is one of the main reasons why I love him so much, because the options for him are pretty much endless. Like, any outfit that I find in 0 to 3 months or 3 months fits him to a T. Because I have so many babies in my collection that seem to be like at an in-between size, where newborn might be a little bit too small, 3 months is too big, and so there's a lot of frustration in finding clothes that fit them properly. But there's literally no guesswork with Landon. Like, I just pick up 0 to 3 or 3 months and I'm good. And so he just has limitless options for, you know, wearing clothes. So that is really awesome. Okay guys, so I'm going to try to show you some of his details. I'm using another camera that hopefully will pick up the color a lot better. So as you can see, he has a very nice peachy skin tone, and you know, he's got some nice rosy coloring on his ears. He's got this gorgeous blushing on his cheeks, and you know, you can see that there's, you know, little veins and like little blue areas. And here on his face, you can see he's got these really nice wispy eyelashes. They look very realistic and detailed. They're painted. And he has rooted eyelashes. And he has these gorgeous blue eyes. Let's see if I can bring them into focus better. There we go. He has beautiful blue eyes. They're like kind of a light blue, and then there's little flecks of green around the iris. Super cool. And then he's got some really nice coloring right in here on his eyelids and his nose and around his nose. And there's his mouth. And his mouth, depending on the lighting, I sometimes like the color of his mouth and sometimes don't. You can see that it has some pink tones, but there's also like a bluish tinge around the edges that sometimes kind of bugs me. That's probably really the only thing that bugs me on him, is that bluish color there that's on the lips. It looks kind of weird sometimes depending on the lighting. And as you can see, his nostrils have been opened. They're not shaded. They're actually opened. So there's that, and then there's his other ear. I love the shape of his ear. And then his hair is like a, I think it was like a, it's almost like a dirty blonde color. I really like it. And it is by Delta Dawn. It's Delta Dawn mohair. And it's rooted, like, it's so soft and so fine. It's really, really nice mohair. And he's got a little bit of a swirl at the back. Let's see if I can get that on camera. There it is. It's a little messed up right now because he's been laying down, but his hair is very, very easy to care for. It's very nice. Okay, let's look at his hands. So his right hand is open. And as you can see, all of his fingers are individual, which I love. And there's his little nails. Perfectly tipped, nice and thin like a baby nail tip. And there's the inside of his hand. right there. He's got all those little creases with little rosy fingers. And he has a beautiful skin tone. Hopefully you can see it okay. He's got, you know, little marks, and he's got very subtle veins. His other hand, his left hand, is closed. It's in a fist. And it's painted just as nicely with the nails, and you can see the coloring there. Let's go down to his feet. Here's his feet. And they're nice little rosy toes. And there's his nail tips. And you can see the subtle veining right there in the leg. Very nice tone. And his other foot. You can see the little rosiness on his knees. And his toes are not coming up quite the way I want them. There. Hopefully you can see them now. There we go. So you can see all his toes are kind of separated. And his big toes kind of curl a little bit. So very cute. And then, as always, I like to show their cloth body to you guys. You guys have probably seen it lots of times in changing videos, but I just thought to complete this details video about him. So he is full limbed. He has full legs and full arms. So this is what his body looks like. He's got the gathered chest, and the body just goes down that way. And I can't remember. I think he might have a gathered tushy. Yeah, he has a little bit of a gathered tushy. But yeah, I think his body is really nice, and it's very well proportioned. So I really do like his cloth body. Also, he has a magnetic pacifier. If anyone was wondering, he does have a magnetic pacifier, but the way that his artist modified it is a really different way of modifying pacifiers, and I was going to try to figure out how she did it to modify my own pacifiers, but then I found my own way. Okay, well, I noticed that his diaper was starting to rip, so I just took it off completely. So there he is, completely naked. I'm going to have to get a new diaper for him. So this is the pacifier that he came with. And basically what it was is Susan said she had to angle the magnet. As you can see it's kind of angled. And then she has this cushion here for his chin. And it fits on him like this. I don't know how you can really see what I'm talking about, but it's almost like the magnet's in his chin a little bit. Anyways, when I went to try to make my own pacifier and I wanted to see which way his magnet was polarized, the magnet actually went right in between his lips, and I was like, maybe I could make the pacifier that way. So I did that, where the part that stuck to him, I made sure to face that part facing the bottom of the passy, and I glued it in where the magnet is sticking up on its side like this. And so what happens is you just slide the magnet right into his mouth like that, and it works. So that's how I've modified his pacifiers. The magnet just slides into his mouth and it works. So I make sure to be very careful because I don't want them to scratch, obviously. And if I tried to cover it, it would be too thick and would not fit. Whoops, sorry, Landon. It would not fit in his mouth. So that's how he does his pacifiers. So that is Landon's story for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed hearing how he came into my collection. And like I said, if you want to hear more, a little bit more detailed story about all the mishaps that happened while I was waiting for him, I will link that either in an iCard or the description below that you can click on. And yeah, so that's it for this story, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it and seeing all his details. Thanks so much for watching this video, and stay tuned for more stories because I have lots more new dolls that have been added to my collection that I have to do stories for. So stay tuned for the next one, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!
Just where he was needed, gleaming black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing, faces merge and change, but your face remains the same. Swallows will be here by dawn. When we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt. Just what it was needed, clean in the blackest night, cloistered in injustice dead, and in the eyes of time, nobody is losing. The sparrows will be here by dawn. When we finally sober,